The Tourism Ministry is working on an action plan to revamp Incredible India and elevate the overall tourist experience.
We are now working in the ministry on what we call the tourism business plan. What do we mean by that? What we mean by that is, how do we together as Government of India, as the state government, as the local government, as the industry, as all of us associated with this sector, how do we create value for the tourist? How do we actually bring the whole piece together? What are the various action points which emanate out of which, if we have to reach the 10% GDP contribution, what does it take? What are the challenges and what are the milestones which we should be touching when we go along this journey? What we are trying to do is to brand, refresh and overhaul the entire Incredible India brand, which all of you agree with me has still a very, very huge top of the mind recall. How do we refurbish the entire brand? How do we focus on our core offerings? Should we be focusing on all these segments across the value chain? Or what should be the core offering? Why would you want a tourist to come to India? Because if you put those priorities, then you're actually going to invest in those priorities. We are working on country-specific strategies in terms of what, this is more for the inbound tourist. What does a tourist from Germany want? What does a tourist from Spain want? And therefore, how do we cater to that segment? Once we have some kind of a draft ready, we will be sharing it with you for your inputs as well. Because we cannot have a tourism business plan for India without the cooperation and without the inputs of the industry, without all of you as part of that. How do we, while I have nothing against Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, does the tourism in India end with those three places? How do we bring Northeast into focus? How do we bring the unknown parts of West or South or the eastern part of India or even Central India into focus? So how do we bring the lesser known destinations? Not for two reasons. One, do we need to look at congestion as a huge issue which is affecting our destinations today? And if it is so, how do we tackle that? That is one. And number two is that how do we bring in lesser known places into focus so that you're actually giving the economy there a boost? We at the Tourism Ministry are actually in the process of working on the guidelines for creating this world-class destinations. As I said, this is a draft set of guidelines. Once we finalize it, at some point, we will share it with the states and the UTs for their comments as well. And it will also come to the industry.
Tekla Maira highlights its participation at the Focus Oman event.
It was a very interesting session this morning to be able to address stakeholders from Oman who are keen to increase and further the business from India. As we all know, India is a great country, lots of traveling happening, growing year on year, and all eyes are on India. But of course, we have our own nuances. We are not an easy lot of people to deal with. We have a lot of demands. We want the best at the lowest price. And what really came out is that, pricing is very, very sensitive. Of course, pricing is a key element of anybody's travel. But the fact that, we're not able to understand or we're not able to present to the stakeholders in Oman in one shot what exactly they are expecting, which makes a lot of to and fro, going back and forth, getting quotations and not being able to close the business effectively. Of course, from the Western world and from other parts of the world, what would take 2 days to close one piece of business, it probably takes about 5 or 6 times that much time, because we're always searching, we're always hunting, and we're always looking for the best deal. And I feel that, we Indians feel that we've never got the best. Even when we've got something to the lowest, we'll suddenly realize that, maybe we can get a better deal. So all it is about, and what I mentioned also in the presentation was that it's the relationship and the trust that we have really got to build, and the partners across from Oman as well as in India have to build this mutual trust, which will be then the success towards a great relationship ahead.